Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a really cool thought experiment. How could an idea, maybe even one of your ideas, go from just a thought in your head to becoming an actual law?
Seriously, just picture it for a second. You're having your morning coffee, scrolling through your phone, and bam, it hits you. A brilliant idea, something you're convinced could actually make a difference. Well, what if you could take that idea and put it on a fast track to becoming law? That's the whole premise we're exploring today, and it all starts with one guy we're going to call Herr Mueller.
So, Herr Mueller has this flash of genius. What does he do? He pulls out his phone, opens up this special politics app, types out his idea, and just hits send. And right there, that's the start of this wild journey, where his private little thought begins to turn into a very public proposal.
And things move crazy fast. See, the app itself is pretty smart. It uses AI to summarize the different arguments, and it shoots notifications to people who are actually interested in that specific topic. It's all designed to make sure good ideas don't just get lost in the noise. And for Herr Mueller, man, it works. In just 3 weeks, more than a third of all eligible voters have given his idea a thumbs up. Just like that, his idea is now an official bill.
Okay, so to get what happens next, we have to understand the rules of the game here. This system has a totally new way of structuring political power. So, just forget everything you know about the classic branches of government. In this world, there are 4 pillars that run the whole show.
Let's break them down real quick. First, you've got the people. That's us, the citizens, who can actually propose laws. Second, the council, which is basically your traditional parliament. Third is the executive, the government that has to get things done. And fourth, this is a big one, the guardian, which is an independent body that makes sure everything is above board, kind of like a constitutional watchdog. Now, Herr Mueller's idea came from that first pillar, the people. So now, the other 3 get to weigh in.
And this is where it gets really, really interesting. What happens now is basically a 2-week-long high-stakes numbers game. The other 3 powers have exactly 2 weeks to cast their vote, and the rules could not be simpler.
So check this out. It's dead simple. A yes vote gets you +1 point. A no vote is -1 point. If you abstain, it's 0. Nothing changes. That's it. If the final score is anything above 0, even just +1, the bill becomes law. That is the only rule that matters.
All right, the clock starts now. Because Herr Mueller's bill was successfully introduced by the people, it gets a head start. It's already on the scoreboard with +1. Not a bad way to begin, right?
And boom, right out of the gate, it gets a huge boost. The Guardian, that independent control body, reviews the bill and votes yes. That's another point. The score jumps to +2. I mean, with the people and the independent watchdog both on board, this thing has some serious momentum.
Okay, next up is the executive, the government. And they can't decide. They're split, so they abstain. The score stays put at +2, but now the pressure is on. Everything is riding on this last vote from the council.
But wait, here it comes the twist. The council, the parliament, casts its vote, and it's no. A majority of its members are against it. That costs the bill a crucial point. The score suddenly drops from a comfortable +2 all the way down to +1. Wow. All of a sudden, this is a total nail-biter. And just like that, time's up. The 2 weeks are over. So let's tally it up. We have 2 votes for it from the people and the Guardian, and 1 big vote against it from the council.
And there you have it. The final score is +1. And since the only rule is that the score has to be greater than 0, Herr Mueller's idea actually made it. It's going to become law. Unbelievable. But you have to understand just how razor-thin this victory was. I mean, this whole thing was hanging by a thread. Just look at this alternate scenario. If the Guardian had just abstained instead of voting yes, that single no vote from the council would have been enough to bring the score to 0. And a score of 0 is a failure. The entire bill would have died right there. It passed by the absolute slimmest of margins. Herr Mueller's story really puts a spotlight on just how much power the citizens have in a system like this. I mean, it's not just about introducing bills. They can also vote to either support or attack bills coming from any of the other pillars. And get this, there's this special override rule. If a ton of people turn out to vote on a bill, the popular majority just wins. Period. It doesn't matter what the other pillars said. It's like the ultimate democratic trump card. So when you step back, what is a system like this all about? Well, it really seems to boil down to 2 things: radical transparency and incredible speed. Every single vote is public, so you know exactly who voted for what. And a law can go from an idea to reality in a matter of weeks, not years. That just completely changes the entire dynamic of politics.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? You can literally log into the app and watch the score change in real time as the votes come in. It's like watching a championship game, but for laws. It creates this unbelievable drama where nothing is decided until that final second. A single decision at the last minute could change absolutely everything.
So what do you think? Is this a glimpse into what democracy could be? More direct, way faster, truly transparent? Or is it just a recipe for chaos and instability? I guess the final question is really for you. If you had this kind of power, what idea would you submit?